Hey everybody, this is Helena Hart. I'm here with my very good friend and fellow coach, Mike Goldstein today. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you for having me. So good to be here.
I'm really looking forward to this topic. We decided to jump on and do a quick live stream today on 3 things that make a man never want to lose you because he'll just feel so good every time he's around you. For those of you who aren't familiar with Mike, he's the founder of Easy Dating Coach. He actually has the highest success rate in the entire country for getting his clients into relationships. And we also work with clients together now, which we absolutely love. So, Mike, are you ready to get started, or is there anything you want to say before we dive into this topic?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay, great. By the way, we're streaming this live. I might have mentioned that, so feel free to say hi in the chat. Let us know if you have any questions about this topic or anything else, and we'll get to as many as we can at the end. So, Mike, let's dive in. What's the first thing that makes a man never want to lose you?
Yeah, a woman that provides direction. And I want to explain this really deep so that it really comes together. So I heard the best explanation of what love is, and that's what a man is going to cause him to never want to lose someone or never leave someone is when he's fully in love. And Alan Debon on a TEDx wrote, love is the willingness to interpret one's behavior. Mm-hmm. And this really resonated with me because when you love and fully commit to someone and never want to leave them, there's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times. And it's the willingness to understand why they do something and always coming back to they probably had good intentions, but let me explore what happened in their childhood, what happened in their past relationships. Let me explore their baggage and the willingness to want to do that. Helena, in my past relationship, I fell in love. I thought I was in love. And then we had, some fighting. And ultimately, I didn't have the willingness to keep going on to figure out why we're fighting, and we broke up. And so was that really love? In this definition, the answer would be no.
Interesting. I love how you explained that. I've never heard you talk about that before. So that is great. How would a woman do this? We love giving specific examples. Do you have anything to share around that?
Yeah, so providing direction, like a simple one. It would feel amazing if you took me on a date. And I'm stealing Helena's language because she loves to say it would feel amazing.
I do. I didn't even realize that. I love it. Yeah.
Or to steal from John Gray, you would make me the happiest woman in the world if you were to take me on dates. Or a deeper example, which comes up a lot. Men like to solve problems. So instead, let's say you had a terrible day at work. You go to him, listen, I need to vent for 10 minutes. I don't need you to solve the problem. All I want you to do is listen. And then I'm going to need a very big hug from you. And then I want you to say, I've got your back or I support you, assuming you mean it. But don't solve my problem and just be there for me.
Love it. Yeah.
And explaining to him that he doesn't have to solve the problem is very important.
Yeah, I love it. And this is kind of something that I feel like you're the expert at, providing direction, because I know that men want to know that what they do makes you happy. And I think a lot of women are afraid to come across as demanding or needy or maybe too masculine. For some reason, a lot of people think it's masculine to express a need like that. Do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, from my perspective, expressing yourself and just providing what that would feel, how that would feel to you if you got it, is a totally feminine energy thing to do. But I would love to hear your take on, does this make a woman come across as demanding or just telling a man what to do?
It sets a man up for success.
Yeah, I agree.
The only way love and relationship can stay sustained is effective communication. And, back to Alan Debon's definition of love, the willingness to interpret one's behavior. Well, on the flip side, we have to be willing to explain our behavior. And men and women, we're not mind readers. Mm-hmm. And, we try to pick partners that we get along easily with. That doesn't mean we don't have to then go on and explain, here's why I behave this way. Here's why I do things this way. And that's what real connection, that's what real commitment is figuring each other out.
Absolutely. I'm just checking in with the chat. It sounds like everyone can definitely relate to this. So that is great. Is there anything else you want to say on this one? Or are we ready for number 2?
I think we're ready for number 2.
Okay, great. Yeah. What is the second thing that makes a man never want to lose a woman?
It's Admiration and respect and having similar values.
I love it. Great. What do you have to say on this one? Why is this so important? Why does this make a man never want to lose someone?
So, just as women want to feel cherished and adored, a man wants to feel respected. I have found that this comes easiest when we have similar values. And then on top of that, I think a lot of women are looking for high value men that have purpose. And he's going to fall in love when a woman admires his purpose and supports him and shows up as a true teammate. He won't ever want to lose that. And, I think it goes both ways. A woman's probably looking for the same thing as well. And then I think on top of the admiration and respect is having a tolerance for, I love this word, hate or disappointment. We talk about love and we talk, we watch all these romantic comedies, Helena, and we see what love kind of looks like. That's not reality. Reality is humans. We have a lot of craziness and a lot of weird things that have happened from childhood, from trauma, so we are going to disappoint our partner. It's happening, no matter how great of a man you find or woman. But that's what I also think is part of our definition of love is tolerance for when they disappoint, for when they mess up. So it's admiring, respecting, and then tolerance for bad behavior.
Right. I mean, not that you want to like tolerate terrible behavior if a guy like drops off for a week or two or cheats on you or you find text messages from another woman. Obviously, we're not saying tolerate unacceptable behavior, but, absolutely, we're going to disappoint each other. As men and women, we mess up all the time, right? Like forgetting something. You're talking about little things, right?
Yeah, sorry. That's such a bad explanation. All the women watching here are queens and should not put up with peons. But assuming you've got a king, that is great most of the time. And then, let me give you an example. I get depressed. Like last month, I was wildly depressed and sat on my couch. I didn't do any work and I fed myself terrible food and probably would have been miserable to be around. I feel bad for my friends or people that hung out with me. But, the right woman would be like, all right, he's in a bad spot right now. I'm not going to abandon my man, but I'm going to, tolerate this. I'll stay out of his way and we'll get through this together.
Great example. I mean, I feel that way every once in a while too. I can definitely relate. So basically giving a man the benefit of the doubt, if he's shown you with his consistent actions that he's a good partner, then absolutely, if he's going through something, I really like that. And I love that you said this has to be authentic. So we're not saying just to show admiration and acknowledgement or respect to someone who hasn't earned it. That's what all my videos are about, making sure a man qualifies to get to spend time with you, based on his actions, not about your feelings for him, but what he's doing for you. So if he's shown you that he's worthy of your respect and admiration because he's been a great partner, then absolutely, I think it's important to do that. Do you have any examples of how to do that? We have a great question in the chat. How about compliments? Like you're a great photographer. Do you have anything to say about compliments or how a woman can demonstrate that she does admire or respect a guy?
Oh, it's like definitely my Myers-Briggs is I'm a cheerleader. So yes. Compliments. Just say the most authentic thing that comes out. Like, oh, you are so good at this. Let me give an example. Like, I was out on a date actually last night, and I was being vulnerable and telling her about how I've been depressed lately. And it was acceptance and appreciation and admiration all at the same time. It's kind of like what Helena just did. Hey, I get depressed too, so I accept that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Everyone's entitled to that. And then it was like, she said to me, thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing that. I know that must have been tough.
Love
and
that.
I really admire you as a man. The men I've dated in the past don't share their feelings, don't share, their trials and tribulations. I have so much respect for you for sharing.
Oh, I love that she said that. I'm sure that made you feel great. It made you feel like that was a good move to open up because that can be difficult for a lot of men, right?
Yeah, I mean, the moment she said that's okay is the moment I felt safe. And then there's the moment right after she made me feel safe is the moment I felt way more comfortable to vomit the rest of the information.
Okay, got it. I think that's really good. I think if you can be that one person in a man's life that he feels comfortable opening up to, then you're just going to be irreplaceable. Of course, he's never going to want to lose you because a lot of guys don't have friendships like that or relationships like that, maybe in their family. So they're used to just keeping everything inside. So if you show a guy that it's okay that you actually respect the fact that he's opening up or doing whatever he's doing, I think that's great. I love that example. My understanding is he's saying imperfection issues are not deal breaking issues. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for that distinction. Leslie says these definitions and suggestions are amazing. Thank you. What an eye opener. Awesome. Love it. And I forgot to mention, if you are looking for, a really high quality man, a man who wants to be a really good partner to you, Mike has opened up a few spaces in his schedule if you are interested in working with both of us or one of us. So that link is in the description of this episode or video, depending on where you're watching or listening to this. And also you can get Mike's free gift in there too, and all kinds of other things will be there for you. We can talk a little bit more about it at the end. Is there anything you want to say about this one? Are we ready for number 3?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, awesome. So what is the third thing that makes a man never want to lose a woman?
Yeah, so it's emotional connection. Just having physical or mental connection is not enough for a man to fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
He also needs to feel a deep emotional bond where he really adores you.
I think that's so true. Actually, I've been saying this for years. Just having a mental or physical connection is not the right road to love, so to speak. Everyone talks about mind and body working together, but I think personally men can have an amazing physical or sexual experience with someone who they just see as a friend or a buddy. Some men can do that, where, we women might think that that's a way to further the relationship, but it's really not. I think having that deep heart to heart connection is the only way to really make a man fall in love and see you as that one woman he never wants to live without. Also, having a mental connection is great. Having a physical connection is great too, but men can have a really good mental connection with a female friend or maybe business partner or a buddy. And so that's not what makes a man fall in love and see you as the one. You have to have that deep emotional connection. So I agree with you 100%. Any thoughts on exactly how to do this? We could probably do a whole nother video just on that, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on exactly what a woman can do to create this kind of connection.
I think this goes back to our definition of love, and it's putting in the effort to understand your man, and he should be doing this for you as well. If he's not, that's not a good situation. An example I came to me actually the other night. Helena, I tried to make cookies for the very first time, chocolate chip cookies, and it was a life goal of mine to make cookies. So I finally got to it, and first time anyway, the cookies ended up coming all together, where there was no separation between them, and I burnt them a little bit. So I sent a picture to this woman I'm dating, and she sent me a text saying, "Oh, you got to space it out and use a timer." And I'm going in my head, I'm like, well, duh, I know that. But then we have to think deeper about someone we're really connecting with. Like, what is her intention behind this? Like, if I'm staying at a shallow emotional connection with her, I'd just be like, all right, well, she's giving me obvious advice. This is kind of annoying. Feels like a little nag. But then the deeper thing is, wow, and I can appreciate her. She is trying to be helpful, and she has the best intentions. She wants me to eat good cookies. She wants me to have very enjoyable and have the best cookies I can possibly make. And so I'm using this very simple example, but then this shows up in our arguments and our fights where they become much more serious. So don't just sit on the words, but then spend some time thinking about, what is this person's real intentions? Do they love me? Do they care about me? Do they like me? Would they purposely try to do harm to me? Most likely no. So let me think, and if I can't come up with it myself, let me go to the source and be like, well, what did you actually mean by this? What were your intentions? And then if the intentions still don't feel good, Well, why do you have those intentions? Where did this come from? Where did this show up? What happened in your history? And then getting to understand them. That's where we build intimacy and emotional connection. And that's exciting when we want to go through that process. When they want to do that with us, we don't want to ever lose that person, because now we've built something substantial that we don't have with anyone else.
Mm-hmm. I think that's so important. It can be easy just to take everything so personally, especially in dating and relationships. We can get triggered. It hits on maybe a childhood wound or a spot where we've already maybe been rejecting ourselves when that wasn't the other person's intention at all. So I really like that. Beautiful says, good point, to think deeper. I totally agree. I've actually never heard anyone explain it in that way before. So I'm loving getting your perspective on this. Love getting a man's perspective on some of these things that I've been saying for years. So I absolutely love that. Do you want to recap these 3 points really quick, or is there anything else you want to say before we get to some questions?
Yeah, the 3 points. A woman who provides direction, admiration and respect, emotional connection, and a man's never going to want to lose you if you can do all 3 of these.
Awesome. Totally agree. And do we have time for some questions? I know we wanted to keep this to about like 20 or 30 minutes max, but I see some questions in the chat, if you're okay with that, Mike.
Yeah, let's do the questions, but can I hop in with something I'm very passionate about at the moment?
Absolutely. Oh, I would love that. Yeah, let's do it.
So Helena and I have been partnered for a long time, but we started doing coaching together, I don't know, a year and however long ago. Anyway, we have not offered, and I know I haven't really offered coaching with me in, I'd say, about 6 months. And I'm just going to be honest with everyone. I lost some of the motivation. And I really have refound it recently. And I'm so passionate about helping women fall in love now. And I'm just dying to help women fall in love. And I'm like, this is my purpose in this moment. I need to help women fall in love. And I've been so successful over the last 10 years at it. And Helena and I together have been like unstoppable. Actually 100% success rate when people work with both of us. Mm-hmm. So I want to offer that to everyone. If they want to come find out about what coaching could be like with me, Helena, or other folks on our team, we've got a big team. We've got a nice organization where we can put you in the right silo depending on what you need. Helena is obviously going to focus on feminine energy, being irresistible, laws of attraction, and just getting you in the right mental space to date. And then I'm going to focus on a strategy, executing, getting you on dates, implementing a very efficient system. And then we have other people that can do other things. Sorry, do you want to step in, Helena?
I think it's great. Yeah. I mean, so obviously one of our favorite things to do, we don't offer it very often, maybe once a year. I come in and have a couple spaces open for new clients. So we started working with the over 60 women, and now we've opened it up. We work with women in all ages, typically, maybe late 40s, 50s, 60s, but anywhere you are in your love life, if you're looking to attract that right partner, we can help you out. So that's the first link in the description. If you want to book a free call with Mike, you can also get his free gift. That would be the second link. And that's amazing. We'll talk a little more about that at the end, but thank you for explaining that, Mike. Fantastic. I love it. Okay. Let's see. I just want to get to a couple questions. Please, can you help me understand affairs when you're able to? Anything you want to say? There's nothing real specific here, but if you're able to, do you have any thoughts about this? Cheating, affairs, anything like that, Mike?
Yeah. An affair is something's missing in the partnership in this moment. And I think there's 2 ways they're going to go. You're either, whoever does the affair, you're going to say, this is something I don't tolerate, and the relationship's over. Or if both parties, not one party, if both parties like, this was a blip, here's the reason why there was the blip, and we're both committed to fixing this, this can be the most powerful and connecting thing that happens to your partnership if you both really want to fix it and really want to understand why it happened and then fix the problem together. And whoever has the fair, man, woman, or whatever gender, you're not going to do it again. And we're going to, solve whatever's missing in the partnership. Then rock and roll. We're about to have the most united front you've ever had. Or if we can't fix the problem. We're going to break up. But it can either be something beautiful or something awful.
Okay. Yeah, love it. That's where getting some personal support would be really helpful. Obviously, every situation is different. That's a highly sensitive situation there. So, oh, thank you so much. Yes, I know for for those of you who don't know, I have my baby is 4 weeks old today, so he's doing amazing. So happy. I'm just exhausted, so I'm a little off my game today. So, thanks for sticking with me. You guys are so sweet. Oh my gosh. So I'm just looking through some questions here. How do you get someone to adore you? What a great question. You might just be joining us. The replay of this will post right after we're done going live, and you can go back and listen to the beginning if you haven't. But any quick ideas on this one, Mike?
Helena, what do you think? I'll answer after you.
Now, I would say what we talked about is what makes a man adore you, basically creating that emotional connection with him, showing him that you admire and respect him. And I think really it's who you are deep down, your authentic self, basically. So if you have this mask on, or you're pretending to be this other person, pretending to be perfect or super confident, and that's not how you're really feeling on the inside, a guy can feel the disconnect. He can feel the incongruence in your vibe. So really it's those things that we feel might be our imperfections or flaws or insecurities or vulnerabilities that men absolutely adore. It's those million little things you have no idea you're doing when you're doing them. That's what makes a man see you and absolutely fall in love for who you are. Those are my initial thoughts. Do you agree with that, Mike? I'm curious.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was just thinking about one of my friends that really caused me to really like him and adore him. He was super vulnerable. One of the, maybe 2 months into it, I met him. He used to throw parties. He had like a 5-bedroom house. He'd have parties, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he was a dick to women. Like, he was sleeping with a ton of women, and there was no rules. Like, someone could have a boyfriend, be married, whatever. He was sleeping with them. Anyway, one time he had the wrong woman over, and 2 or 3 people came up to his house. He just thought, he didn't realize there was a problem. He let them in, and they beat him within an inch of his life. And he was vulnerable, and he showed me pictures of him with his face, just, you couldn't even recognize him. He was bleeding everywhere. He had pictures of this. And he told me, he's like, I was an asshole. This experience was the best thing that ever happened to me. I learned to be a better human being. I've changed my life. I treat women. I treat men. I treat everyone better. If this didn't happen, I would have been an asshat for my entire life. And he was vulnerable. Like, this was the worst moment of his life, and he shared that. And so showing up to a person with your vulnerability is really going to endear people to you.
Yeah, I actually know who you're talking about. I'm pretty sure a good friend of both of ours. And I totally agree. I talked about this in a recent podcast episode, actually. I found out later, Tom, my husband, told me that it was somewhere early on in dating where we were over at my place. I think we were leaving to go somewhere, and I was like looking for something frantically in my medicine cabinet in my bathroom or a drawer or something. I was kind of awkwardly fumbling around. I didn't know that he was even, paying attention. And he later told me that just in that moment, he's like, I saw you. I saw who you were. I saw how awkward you could be. And that was it. Like, I was hooked. He said there was no getting rid of me after that. So I couldn't have prepared for that. I wasn't trying to do anything there. There's no way I could have known that was the moment that he's like kind of understood who I was and really fell for me. So it's really those things that make a man fall in love, I think. So, all right, just for the sake of time, we'll just keep going with the questions here. What changed internally in you that made you know you were going to meet the one? Question for me. For those of you who don't know, I was actually really depressed in the end of 2019. Mike and I actually did a live stream on my experience with major depression back in the day. And I actually got my own support. For those of you who don't know, I started working with my own therapist, my own counselor. We sort of unearthed a lot of things that that I needed to heal, childhood wounds and things like that. And I decided to go online very quickly. I met Tom within 24 hours after joining an online dating site, after working with that counselor. So getting support is so helpful. I have a link for the service I used in there, but if you're actually looking for coaching around your situation, I'd say book a call with Mike and see if we can help out. Every situation is so unique. But I think what changed internally in me was knowing that it was possible, basically, knowing that this was going to happen quickly and I wasn't going to be doing this online dating thing for months and months and months. I just really believed that I could just dip in and dip out, meet a couple high quality people, then meet the love of my life. And that's exactly how it happened. So for me, I waited until I truly believed that with every fiber of my being before taking that step and going online. Because I had online dated in the past with a different mindset of thinking, maybe this will work, maybe this won't. There's not really that many great options left. And I obviously didn't get great results dating with that mindset. So that was the number one thing that I think internally changed, just believing that was possible, knowing that it was going to happen quickly and easily. So I hope that was helpful. Another question, I'm dating a guy for 7 months. He's very nice and caring, but I want to meet his friends and family. He said he never had a girlfriend and did not introduce a girl to his family. Any thoughts on this one, Mike? Is there a way she could express or provide direction like we talked about in earlier in this video?
I would just say, let's use Helena's words. Like, it would feel so like you are so fantastic. Like, it would feel so amazing to meet your family, to see like what caused you to be this amazing man. Like, you must have some parents, some family to have caused you to be this great. Like, I need to meet these. I would love to meet these people.
Mm-hmm.
And just put it out there and see what he wants to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Just kind of spit it out, right? It would feel amazing to meet your friends and family and meet some important people in your life. I think that's great. Then watch what he does, right? Does he start making excuses, or is he like, absolutely, I'd like to meet your friends and family too? So his response to you expressing that will give you a lot of information about what his intentions are, right? We have a couple questions about saying I love you. First one, when do you think it's appropriate to tell each other you love each other? After how much time dating exclusively? And then someone else asked, do you have a rule about who should say I love you first, the man or the woman? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, Mike.
I'm so over rules. Like, I have ideas. I've like, over the years, I've put things as rules. I've now removed the word rules. I hate the word rules.
Totally
I have
agree.
ideas. I think you should define what the word means as a couple. Like, I'm just all about communication and honesty. And if you define it with your partner, what love means, say it whenever the hell you want.
I love that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. Yeah, when you're feeling it. So if it's been a couple months of dating and you're feeling it and the connection's there, then you don't think the man or the woman should say it first, or there's some sort of time frame. I totally love what you said there. No rules. Just trust yourself, follow your intuition, and do whatever you want, basically. Right?
Yeah. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You only get to live once. Like, have fun. And you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So if you say, I love you, and then you end up breaking up, or they don't ever say it back to you, all right, whatever, wrong person.
Absolutely. Totally agree. So, all right. I think that was the last question. So thank you so much, everyone in the chat. This was amazing. I think we kept it to 30 minutes. So we're actually on time today. Anything else you want to say about this topic, or booking a free call with you, or anything else before we close out, Mike?
Yeah, I just have some options for everyone. If you go down below and you want to get my free gift, How Men Fall in Love, go get it. It's a short video. It's like 3.5 minutes. It's like an old video, like probably like 5 years ago, pre-beard. I look like a baby. I'm yelling at you. It's great. But the content's actually really good. And it's stuff, I've had for 15 years. And it'll tell you, what causes men to fall in love. But then also, if you go to the next page, there's an option to book a discovery call with me. And that's for coaching with Helena and I and other folks on our team, if necessary. What's cool is on this discovery call, we're just going to find out what you need help with. And we've got a plethora of people, Kimmy Seltzer, Helena Hart, myself, other coaches. And whatever bucket you fit in, we're going to solve that problem for you. Or if, we can't solve, obviously, we'll point you in a direction or tell you we can't help you. But we've been having amazing results. Anyone who hired both of us, 100% success rate, up from when people just work with me, 83% success rate at putting people into partnership. Highly efficient. Our programs are 6 months. We get people into relationships usually around month 3 or 4. And it's not a lot of work, which is the most important piece. You do an hour and a half of work a week. You go on 1 date a week. You only need to meet 6 to 8 men to fall in love. We've got this fine tuned. We're not going to make you go on a million dates. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun, because I'm not doing this job unless it's super fun. And I have a blast. We have a blast.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. Yeah, love it. All right, we got someone that's
So
going to go
down
sign
there.
up. Yeah, so the first call with you is totally free. It's a 15-minute call, I believe. So you don't have anything to lose. We'll see if we can help you with your situation. If not, no big deal. So thank you so much. This was great, and thank you so much, everyone who joined us live. Thanks for your comments and questions. Thanks for sticking with me. Super exhausted today. And Mike, I will see you in a couple days, I believe. And for everyone watching, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And we will see you next time. Thanks again, Mike. This was great.
Thank you. Bye.